So I have a problem to solve. And I was sitting here thinking about this problem when it struck me that some of you people at home might be able to help me to solve this problem. So here is the deal. And it's a good problem to have. It's not a bad problem. It's a good problem, but it's still a problem. I got reached out to by this company that is advertising these earbuds that can translate languages. So imagine somebody speaking to you in Japanese and then instantly it is translating it into English for you. And it's supposed to be the latest, greatest technology in translation services. And the company, I had to sign a contract, so I'm not sure I can talk about the product because it's not released yet. But basically, it seems like a legit company. It seems like it's going to be a good product. I haven't received it yet. It's coming soon. And as soon as it arrives, I have to very quickly, because there's a time, the contract I have, it's a pretty tight time window. But I have like 1 or 2 weeks to quickly make a video showcasing its ability through street interviews. They wanted to have a video that talks about and showcases it in street interviews. And so you can imagine a situation where strangers are speaking different languages to me and I'm responding, or at least I'm understanding the language in real time with the headset. Now the problem I have is, what should I do to make this a fun video? Because I've been thinking of a couple of ideas. I think it would be cool to travel and to showcase this headset in a foreign country. That was just my first instinct. I was thinking, first of all, Lara, who you might have seen in the last video, the lovely Lara, is back in Germany. She had to go back to Europe. It would be cool to go to Europe and like do something over there. I just don't know if I have the time because, as I was saying, it's a very tight time window and flights to Europe are not cheap. So that may have to wait for a later date. But I was also thinking of going down to Mexico, potentially. I have a couple of friends. Their channel's called the Kinetic Cannons. They live in Mexico. And it could be cool to let my friend Greg speak some Spanish to me. And I can try to like instantly translate, and then I could speak French, and then, because he doesn't speak French, and then we could use it to instantly translate. And that could be fun. I still don't know what we would talk about. And I guess that's part of the problem I have. Like, what would be a fun question or game, or like, what would make it fun to watch a video about these headsets? You know, because an obvious way to do it would be, okay, forget about traveling. I just stay in Montreal, and I might end up having to do this just if I don't have a lot of time to plan. But I could just find random people and be like, hey, do you speak a foreign language? Okay, I'm gonna put this headset thing on. Can you speak it? And then I'll tell you what it is. So if they speak Japanese or something that I obviously don't speak, and then it can tell me and I can correctly guess or hear what they said, then you could get some surprised reaction like, oh, that was cool. Hey, this thing actually works, you know? And then I guess that is an interesting ad for this headset. But I feel like for my viewers, that's kind of boring. Like, it's nothing but an advertisement. And I want to find a way to talk about, I don't know. Like, for example, if I flew down to Mexico and went with my friend Greg, who lives there, there could be something interesting about, Greg's an American. We could do like, I was going to say we could talk about differences between Canada and the United States as he speaks Spanish and I speak French. But I don't know, that topic might be too hot with everything happening politically. But like something like that, like something where it's an interesting conversation and it's simultaneously showcasing this technology. So for the company who is, it's paid work, they're paying me to talk about this product. So I need to make it seem compelling to them. But I also need to make it seem compelling to my viewers because I don't want it to be just purely an ad. So there's always competing interests. There's always like, keep the brand happy, keep the viewers happy. hopefully keep myself happy. If we can get all three of those happy, that's a win-win-win. But occasionally, there's the reality is this project will pay me more money. Like, I've been doing daily videos on this channel, and I make a few dollars from these videos, and occasionally I get very generous donations from viewers at home, which is always surprising and amazing that anyone would think to do that, but really appreciate it when people do. But the point is, like, this one project will pay me more than my 30 days of daily vlogging, and so, like, for comparatively less work. I mean, in theory, I could film that in 1 day or 2 days, and just if I get good interviews with strangers and just do it, and then it's done. And even if it's not the greatest video ever, like, in my opinion, if the brand thinks it's good and it's effective advertisement, then it is what it is, and it will fund my next travels through Europe. You know what I mean? It will get me my flights there, it will get me my hotels there, and then it will be the financial necessity to fund a bunch of other fun projects. So that's one way to think about a project like that. But ideally, it's also good. Because at the end of the day, like, what I try to explain to these brands is, if my viewers and my own sense of what's good are aligned, then it's going to be good for them too, right? It's just sometimes there's a disconnect. Sometimes these companies don't fully understand YouTube culture, and so they say, well, just like put our QR code on the screen and do a bunch of things that you normally wouldn't do, Dan. And then to viewers, it's obviously like, oh, Dan, they're really advertising this one. And I think that makes it so less people buy their product. Whereas if it's in a more subtle way, if it's a fun video and then it's like casually showing this cool technology, then the viewers might want to actually learn more about it on themselves, of their own decision, right? But that's just my theory of marketing. I think it's like subtle marketing is usually the strongest. That being said, I'm I'm not rich and I don't own my own product, so I understand why certain marketers want to be more in your face with the advertisements, but yeah, basically the problem I have today is, what should a video talk about that has to do with these AI translating earbuds? Because yeah, I mean, it could be cool. Like, for example, if like Lara is fluent in German, and if I did fly to Germany, and if I did a video where she was speaking in German about, like, she just visited Canada for the first time, and if she talked about, just her reaction to Canada as a German, like things that surprised her, things she liked, things she didn't like, and I'm having that conversation, hearing her speak German and showcasing that this device actually works, I think that would be a fun topic for viewers to listen to, while also showing how good this technology is, without me having to be like, wow, this is amazing. Like, the viewers would just know. The problem is, again, because there's a really tight turnaround time, I don't think I'll have time to go to Europe. But, at the end of the day, and that's the other thing, maybe I need to just be stronger with these brands and be like, listen, I want to do this, but you got to give me a month to make a great video. And when it's done, it's done. Sometimes these companies have campaigns and they're like, this is the release date. And if you say that doesn't work for you, they just go to the next YouTuber. Because unfortunately, like, YouTubers are, to these companies, it's like there's hundreds of different random people they could reach out to. And if they reach out to you, you have some leverage, like, for example, I told them, listen, I'm not going to lie if the product doesn't work. It needs to work for me to put this on my channel. I'm like, there's some channels who probably, even if a product doesn't work, they would just sell it to their viewers anyway. I have a little bit more integrity than that. I like to work with companies who actually have good products. And they understood that, and it was totally okay that I was setting that as my standard that needs to be kept, right? But in terms of changing the published date, that's a bit trickier. Anyway, this is just a little insight into the inner workings of what it's like to be a YouTuber, working with a brand. Yeah, mostly I would just be thinking about this stuff. This is a little behind the scenes. I would just be thinking of stuff like this on my own. But since I've been doing daily videos here, this is kind of a little more personal insight into my life. And I thought it'd be cool to open it up to the comment section. Let me know what you think. And yeah, if you have any brilliant ideas, I'll definitely find a way to thank you for that. Or you know, if I do use that in the video, I'll definitely mention where the idea came from. So thank you all for listening. I don't know why I did that. Thank you all. I feel very, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm overly caffeinated and I'm ready to go enjoy this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hope you all have an awesome day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.